Welcome, Bruno and Stacie. I am so excited to talk with you today. Welcome, my friends.
Thank you.
Good morning, Maria. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. I'm ready to get into it with you. The last time I actually saw you in person, you trekked out to an event that we had for realtors in Philadelphia about basically it was how they, to expand your business in the changing market. And I remember that day, it was like 20 degrees out. There was ice on the ground and we still had a great turnout and you guys showed up all decked out. So excited to see you again.
We're excited to be here and thank you for having us.
Yeah, I wanted to say, because we'll have some viewers that may not know you, Maria, one of the top brokers and personalities in our industry. Thank you for having us on the podcast. And that speaking engagement was one of our beginning ones. And then we were able to get some other ones. So we really appreciate the opportunity.
My pleasure. I'm all about being in contribution to our community and just to people in general, which is to be the Solution Podcast. And the podcast, as you know, is all about being the solution. How are you the solution for your clients, yourself, and your life? So one of the things that I admire about both of you is the way that you've been able to expand your reach through utilizing video. So I want to dive into deep with that today and what you're doing, how'd you get started, what it looks like, and what's the results that, that have happened over the last, I guess it's been good 2 years since you started doing video.
Like I would say longer than that. Yeah.
A little bit longer.
Or like at the pace.
At the level. Yeah. About 2 years. Yeah. To build a larger following, it took about 2 years to grow that base.
Yeah, and still photos were doing very, very well for us for a long time until the live video was launched on Facebook. But once that happened, obviously you had to, like a chameleon, you had to change and learn.
Absolutely. So was this something that you did strategically, or it was an evolvement of what you were already doing?
So it absolutely is. Myself, I've always been a student of technology. So, from a young age, I hate to age myself, but my first computer was a Texas Instrument. So I don't know if anyone would know what that is, but that was one of the first.
Me too.
Yeah.
I didn't know one.
Yeah, Commodore 64 and the like. So, it's very important with technology if you want to be involved in it. Especially in today's world, it's going to change rapidly. And with artificial intelligence now being really open to the public with the beginning of chatbot and things like that, you're seeing changes almost every 30 to 45 days right now, where back then it might have been, we had to do some study every 6 months, or 8 months. And for artificial intelligence, Stacie and I probably have spent nearward of 500 hours of Zooms and mentoring and tutorials and video just to get ready for that stage, as we did for live video 2 years ago.
Wow. That's huge commitment of time, but it's certainly paying off for you. So let's just pretend right now that somebody's listening to this and they haven't been doing video. Let's go and give them a step-by-step as best as we can in the time allotted, like what they can do, how you do it, the nuts and bolts, the juicy stuff.
So for us, what we've done was because we've been practicing and just kind of learning on Canva and CapCut and those certain apps that you have now that can help. They're pretty easy and user friendly. So if you're not all that tech savvy, you can get on those and start to just, test yourself out. They have different templates and use different video and combine it with still photos and things like that. And they have music and trending music that, captures people's attention. So I would say that Canva, a combination of Canva and CapCut.
There are two main platforms that if your listeners aren't learning about, they definitely should be. They're going to be pushing you into the future. And I just like to piggyback on what you said, Stace. I can't implore enough about music. Trending music is also something that's part of your search engine optimization. Even if when we used to do live videos, which we don't do too much anymore, we'll talk about that later, but we always had music, because music is just one of those things that helps the quality of what you're trying to do and convey the message. Our music always matches what we're trying to do. I don't have a rock and roll song when we might be doing something that's more nightclub-esque, just to use a basic analogy.
I sense that music is kind of critical to expand your reach.
There's not a single post of ours that doesn't have some type of music that has to do with the content.
And we pay particular attention to what we're posting. Sometimes Bruno and I have different music selections, and we try to match it up with what we're posting for that day, even if it's towards a closing or an under contract. And the type of personality that we have that we're working with different clients, we'll try to match that music to their personality, and it really resonates. And same with the avatars and the and all of those things. So we make it kind of fun and relatable to the topic that we're focused on. So sometimes we don't always match up because we have different things in music and taste, but it works well because each person isn't the same. So.
And from the wonky perspective of what Stacie just said, because let me tell you, I would match my wife's social media and videography skills against most paid creators right now. And she just helps me out, because she handles a lot of our, high-end paper, the big contract work and things like that. But it's very important that what she just said with the two different types of styles. I like the more, electronic dance music and the clubby, even though I listen to a lot of country music and things. Stacie's an old soul and she listens to a lot of 70s and 80s. And so we're actually using similar video, but catching different genre and attracting different. When I look at the people who's watching her stuff and we look at the analytics of who is watching her best posts, and you look at mine, hers might have more older women, mine might have younger men, and that's from the types of music that we're employing.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. You mentioned something I want to go back to, though, and the fact that you don't do live video anymore. And why is that?
So the wonky part of that is, Maria, my wife and I were, I don't like to use the word pioneer, everybody. A lot of people were doing live video for open houses and things like that. But we were doing that during the pandemic, and people were like, oh my God, what is all this crazy stuff? And if you remember back then, a lot of us were getting, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 people watching, sometimes 100 people watching, sometimes if something was really fascinating. But what had seemed to happen was the servers couldn't hold the thousands and thousands of people that were trying to do live video, maybe millions at the same time, because Facebook has 3.3 billion active users. So imagine a million people doing a live video for an open house on a Sunday. I think that they were just struggling to ascertain all of that power. So that's where you saw the creation of the reel, the 60-second, grab your attention quick. And that's what you see Stacie and I using a lot of now.
Yeah, I think you lost a little bit of the search and optimization, search engine optimization for some of the live video due to that. So I think they created the reel to have shorter clips, capture your attention within 30 seconds to 1 minute at a time, and then move on to the next one. So that's where I think you'll see on people's feeds on Facebook or Instagram, where it's, you constantly see it jumping to the next one, because I think people's attention span is short. So you have to capture them quickly before they move on to the next page.
Yeah, I mean, Maria, your consistency is like no one I've ever seen. Yeah. And the content, because we'll be sitting up late night and we'll be listening to you. And I don't know how you continue to just come up with non-boring things, and I don't think people understand how much talent that takes. But you had to have noticed that those videos have gotten less action as time has gone on. I mean, you've had to have ones that go through. You're like, why did that get 3 likes? It was a powerful segment. I had good people. I was talking. I was standing on a beach. It was a sunset, and 2 people came on. So you had to you have to see it personally as well.
The lives, I'm not seeing a lot of people actually on them, but I see that a lot of people are watching them later. Like, I don't know, did you see the one I did with the goats in Italy?
Yeah, well, we were following you.
Yeah, we followed most of your stuff.
So I literally, Chip and I were in the car, and we were on our way back to the country house we were staying in. We were only like 2 minutes from it. And all of a sudden, I see all these goats.
Oh, I think I did.
Not like 10.
I saw the country house. I missed the goat portion, though.
Not like 10. So I get out of the car. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, "Stay, get in the car." I said, "No, no, no. I gotta do a video. I gotta show people the goods." There was over there were over 100 and some goats within like 3 feet of me. And they were like all different sizes and shapes. And I did this video. And then I looked at it later and there were like 7,200 views on that video. It was the most views I got.
Absolutely. And
on that
views,
video.
listen, so views are important. They're a little bit artificial, and I would like the watchers to check their insights and make sure their engagement and their insights are matching what the organic views are. We had a month where we did about 777,000 impressions, right? We're trying to get to that million.
Facebook?
Yes, we're trying to get to that $1 million impression, 1 million impressions per month, and we're pretty close.
So where are you checking that? In Facebook analytics? See,
Yeah.
I'm not okay. You guys know how to do that stuff. I'm like a content creator. I'm like, you ask me like how I do all these things every day. It's natural.
It's creative.
It's just who I am. That's just.
And we
But
watch
the
you
other part of it,
every day.
like the analytics, the putting it together, I have no clue. It's not how my brain works, and so.
So there's a couple of things there.
I don't really know. I just keep doing stuff, and I hope something clicks. Like that's true.
There's nothing wrong with saying that, because that's how I learn. I talk to people and folks online when I don't know something, and that's how you learn, Maria. And I'm going to give you a couple of things really quick. Like, in order to get maximum search engine optimization, and I say this, I've been saying this for years to agents, in order to get maximum optimization, you have to use every tool that Facebook gives you, or they don't give you credit. For instance, Maria, when you're standing on, I don't know, it wasn't the Amalfi Coast, but you're standing on one of those beautiful places in Italy, you need to put an emotion, you need to check in, and don't be afraid to tag people. You know what I mean? Because each time you use a tool on Facebook, they give you another, let's just say for argument's sake, a point toward your news feed to give you more visibility. And I've been saying this to folks for years, and every time I see,
I should say, let's just pretend I'm in Naples. I
Yep.
should say, tag Naples City.
Yep. Check
Right.
in.
An emoji going.
No, so when you're creating the post before you even go live, you check in
Naples, Italy.
You check in Naples, Italy, and
I don't even know you can do that.
Sure.
See, I'm not.
Well, then we could certainly talk about that, Maria. Because here's the idea, and this will make perfect sense to you. The reason you always see me and Stacie put up a post, and anyone wants to talk about that, they could call us or talk about it. We love sharing this stuff. We'll be going to Macaroni's restaurant, one of the best in Northeast Philadelphia, our friends. Well, after showings, a lot of times I'll write the post and I'll check in at Macaroni's. Why do I do that? Now we're off to dinner to eat at Macaroni's after a hard day at showings, because Macaroni's is a paid advertiser of Facebook. So you can't tell me that when you're checking in at paid advertisers' places, Facebook isn't grabbing that and saying, hey, they're there. You might even get those questions. How was your experience when you just left? Or you just checked in somewhere. How was it? It's because Facebook's recognizing them more often than they care about you and me, right?
Not to mention you're tagging the place that you're going to, and they may grab your video or whatever you're doing and put it on their site. So you may get some reactions directly from where you're coming from. So when we were in Alaska, we were taking video in Alaska and we were checking in at Sitka, and you would see some of the places that we were in.
Their media manager would share our stuff to their page, and then it would say, for instance, for folks that are local, when we were at the Best Western Plus recently to do some speaking there with Josh Buchter, another great guy. We love you, bro. When we checked in there with all of our videos, that hotel and Ben Salem kept sharing our stuff to their pages, thus getting us more views, more organic likes. We have a section at the bottom of our stories that says, you have 371 people that looked at your stories. 68 of them were not from your followers. They were from shares and other connections.
So and that's what you want to do to grow yourself a little more organically, because then you're not just focusing on the people that is in your main sphere, but outsiders that are going to.
What do? You ask them to follow you?
So the ones you can't see, because it'll say, you have 68 people that are not part of your followers that have watched it. The ones you can't see, the only way they could have seen that is to click on your page and look at it. So we're finding that it seems like they're adding you a lot of the time because they're interested in what you just did, so you're getting them to follow you a lot, organically.
And it'll say that also at the bottom of your screen if you have a follower versus a friend.
Right. And the difference between followers and friends is, and the reason why we go more after followers than friends is because we don't love our friends. But how many Uncle Johnny friends can you have? They're not really helping what you're trying to do on Facebook. You see all of their posts as a friend. As a follower, they only see your posts. You don't see their posts. So if you have 10,000 followers and one friend, you only see the posts from the one friend. Does that make sense?
Sort of.
Followers, you don't see their posts. So I'm not riddled. So we're going on trying to push toward 10,000 followers, not friends. I might only have 1,800 friends. So I only see posts from 1,800 people.
Right.
The followers, I don't see their posts, but I'm growing my audience.
Understood.
Okay.
Use it like a celebrity, right? Like I love Sebastian Maniscalco, the comedian. I follow him.
He doesn't want to see our posts.
He doesn't want to see us. He has 50 million people.
That's
but I see all of his stuff.
Right.
He doesn't see anything of mine, or else his whole feed would be flooded with everybody.
With us walking our dog and stuff.
Makes sense.
He doesn't care about us.
Right.
We only care about him.
Right. And then as you add followers, more tools for Facebook will do. And that's what we've also been trying to help folks with.
They give you more. They give you more tools.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
The more followers.
And you can into your dashboard, right? Into your Facebook dashboard, because I have homework to do now, believe it or not, on Facebook, right? So sometimes I'll spread it out. They'll give you homework for the week in order to keep building that dash and giving it to lead to
what happened for me.
Right, to lead to then monetary value.
Right. So now I get paid for my posts. And soon they're going to be adding
what
ads.
do they do? What do you get?
So right now I'm only averaging $20 or $30 for some of my top posts. But so it took me 2 years to get accepted. And then once I got accepted, I have the big one is the ad stream revenue. And I'm starting to get allowances for ad streams. And that's when you see someone that's talking like we are now, and it would interrupt our discussion and say, check out Nike. And then it has the line go across with a little ad. I will start to get paid to have those ads featured in my most popular posts. I saw the person who I work with now, who we've been working with together for years, he's averaging between $2,500 and $5,000 a month.
That's cool.
And it's growing. Yeah. And it's a lot of time. It took me 2 years. When I first got it, I made 9 cents on a post. I was running.
Yeah, I have that feature. I got that feature, but I didn't know how to do it.
So you have
maybe
you
can introduce me to this person that can help me.
Well, I mean, now since I started using artificial intelligence, AI has helped me work through it much faster now than we're just kind of buddies now. But AI has taught me a lot, and I would implore you to go on your chat bot and ask it, and it will tell you all you need to know. How do I make money on Facebook? I have no idea what I'm talking about. It'll print it right out.
What chat bot?
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT 4.0.
Yeah, I don't use that often. I just say that for folks. That's mostly what folks use.
So I have a question. When you come up with your topics, your subject line, is that strategic?
Subject line?
Like your header.
So we don't use that feature, Maria. I know what you're talking about. When you put a post up, you put a video where a still should go. And that's it. And then unfortunately, that's probably part of the reason you're not getting the comments and the likes that you should expect on posts that are that powerful. Some of the ones you do.
Why is that? Explain
So
that
when it says what's on your mind today, that's generally supposed to be a still. That's not a place for a video.
Oh, okay. What's on your mind?
Yeah. See, when that does that, like if you put you ever put a still up, you don't have to put a subject line. Do you notice that? It only does it for a video. Yeah, they're for stills generally. You can put video there. We just haven't found the traction that we hoped for. So
your video is just on Reels?
For us, it is. Yeah, I do it occasionally. I'll put one up if I have like one that means a lot to me. But I just, again, I haven't. I did one yesterday, as a matter of fact. I did one for my family. I did like a turning the page with my father and mother that passed and my wife and all. And I said, you know what? This was such a powerful video. Let me try posting it. And I deleted it. I got zero.
Okay, what I hear you saying is that you do not put videos on the page, only through Reels.
Generally, and stories.
What's the difference between the two?
Collaboration. So look at our Reels and look at the comments that you see, and then look at live video and look at the comments that you see. You know, we just don't see the collaboration on the videos.
Oh, you mean the collaboration of other people. Sorry.
Of course. And with that, if you notice that when you do that, a lot of the videos are cut off. You know, they cut the top and the bottom. It wasn't really a space for video. It has to be a measured landscape for that to look proper. See the way we are now? If it's not a measured landscape, the tops of this would get cut off, right?
Right.
The other thing is you can't tag people. They changed that feature. It used to be there on Facebook. And I just asked Bruno this question because I was putting something for his birthday and I was posting and I'm like, this is weird. Why can't I tag you? Because I used to be able to tag you and then put my location and put a reaction. And when the more things you do, Facebook likes that because you're utilizing all their tools. So he said, yeah, they got rid of that feature, which I didn't realize. So I already had it up. So then I just put the reel on too. So you'll see two different things.
So you're not posting video directly to your Facebook feed?
Not for probably over a year, probably now. Maybe longer. I can't remember the last time we've done one. We'll do an occasional live video when we're in a cool place. You know, that's fun.
But not even recorded videos?
No.
Nothing goes on the live feed?
No.
So when I see your videos, that's a reel?
Always.
Yeah.
99%. I mean, we do a few, Maria, but when we're doing that, that's just a personal thing. We're just doing it because we enjoyed it or something, but it wasn't to try and make any insights or engagement.
Most of them are cut up. They're all cut and blended. So what I've learned was I'll save a lot of the videos. Like when we were in Alaska, we did a ton of video at the waterfalls, and then we saw 3 orcas right before we hit our first port, which was pretty awesome. And so we did just regular video and then saved it, and then when we did the reel through CapCut, we meshed them all together, so it almost looked like it was one video, but it was sliced up into like 5 or 6 different,
and then that goes into just a reel.
Yes, and you're seeing more of that with like the video logs that we've been doing. The vlogs are very popular. And
so what's the difference between the video log and the reel?
So the video log is all AI. That's mostly artificial intelligence. It's probably, I'm getting close to about 30 programs that are intertwined that create these using, I'm going to say chatbot, but I use Leonardo for all of my wording. You know, you could wake up in the morning and say, it's Monday and I want to have a 400 character kick butt little speech to motivate my Facebook life. And it'll just print out. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And it'll print out the 400 characters. I'll take the 400 characters. I'll put that into our generator and you can just add captions, which you see a lot of folks doing, but there are creation. And then we'll put that behind a video that matches it. Me and Stacie walking in a park, if it's a motivational thing about a beautiful day. You know, the reason that is, Maria, and I don't have any facts to this, only statistics, people's attention span's too short. You know, we're in a world of information. You know, people, they're going to listen to the first, if we get, and you can check how long they listen to your video. You know, we only average about 18, 19 seconds on those 60-second videos. So imagine when you do a 2 or 3 or 4, a beautiful, 10-minute discussion, you're just not seeing that capture rate.
So we lowered it.
Yeah.
When we why waste time if people are losing their attention span? So we look at that dashboard a little bit more often now than we did before, because we don't want to waste time.
And we use our insights. Like I said, our average videos are doing 18 to 19 seconds before you start to see the drop off. So now you're starting to see my videos only be 20 seconds. Because why? You know, it takes us time and energy and thought and creation. So that might be 3. So we used to do 60 seconds. But if people are only watching 20 seconds, we now do 3 20-second videos. I just created more content. That might be enough for the day instead of one longer video that no one watches after the 21st second anyway.
Right. What's Leonardo?
That's one of the top artificial intelligence open AI programs right now.
Is that how you make your little people?
It is.
They're so cute.
It's all digital. That took myself, I'm probably near 100,000 lines of code now.
That's all, Bruno.
Hundreds.
That's a lot of code.
When we were away for 3 months, I spent most of that 3 months studying. It just came out. Artificial intelligence just became active to us. You know, people said it's been out for years, but it hasn't been active to us. So once it came out, we were in Florida, and then I just was buried in study at that point.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's
That's
definitely
his background, though. You know, so that's above my pay grade.
And listen, it's not
definitely above mine.
But Maria, I can tell you right now, Stacie and I could take some of your beautiful videos from Italy. We could edit those and organize those, and you could put them into 20-second clips. And that Italy trip would give you content for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of 12 large, awesome, you know,
you could flash on the mountain.
Right.
You could flash where the goats are. You could slice and dice these up and then put some cool music, you know, Italian music behind it.
Exactly right.
And tag yourself wherever you want to be.
And
in
as
Italy.
far as the music goes, I don't know if you happen to caught some, but now we have a couple hundred songs that artificial intelligence generated. We are the Dream Team one. We're going to do Halloween ones, Christmas ones, you know, so
that's
again,
the AI generated for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We have Dream Team songs and all in our videos. And we, you know, now you could start to incorporate holidays with it and stuff like that. So there'll be Christmas jingles and, you know, all those things, you know. And if everybody that's watching wants to know how to do things, ask chatbot. Ask it. It will tell you. What app should I use as a beginner? What program should I use as a beginner? Is there any YouTube videos I should watch as a beginner? You know, you ask it the questions, it will give you the answers.
Yes.
We don't even use Google anymore.
You don't use
It's
Google.
pretty fun too. It's
we don't use
fun.
Google at all.
No.
You don't use it as a search engine?
Very rarely.
Oh.
Just if it just pops up and it's quicker. Yeah, the AI engines are way faster, way more informative, way more detailed.
Wow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. So what would you give to a beginner? What would you tell them to do? Somebody that wanted to do this on their own, because I'm not that person. I'm not the person that's going to do it on my own, but there's a lot of people that can do it on their own. They have the capacity, my capacity.
We haven't seen too many, Maria. We've been trying to help folks. We haven't seen too many people that have been able to do the video and the stills at the level Stacie and I. We look for a lot of folks to try and collaborate with them. And we're finding there's just not a lot of people in our industry that are using AI at all. They say they are, but you can see the difference between what we're doing and other folks that are talking about AI. You know, they might be using it for descriptions and things like that, but that's not where AI is headed. AI is doing, you know, flyers and video and, you know, and songs and music, and it's happening very fast.
Awesome.
It happened faster than I thought.
But I did tell you it was that.
he did, you know, because I started getting on, and I was a beginner, and I'm like, okay, let me get on and play around with Canva and play around with CapCut, and it was fun. But you know, at times I was doing it at night when I had downtime from work, and you know, when we're in bed, I'm just playing around with different things and trying to create and learn through all those things. So it is a little time consuming, but it's fun at the same time learning. But if you don't put in the time, you know, you're not going to be able to learn these new tactics. And I would say, you know, I'm probably, you know, I'm not a beginner because not even close to a beginner, because I did put more time into it, but I had to practice, you know. But it's fun. But I would say as a beginner to play around with Canva and CapCut first, because they are a lot more user friendly. They're fun. They have music and backgrounds and things you can do to you know,
stand out.
Yeah, stand out a little
Be
bit more
different than
on,
what everybody else is doing.
on
You
social
know?
media.
And it's there for everyone. And Maria, you had mentioned something, and I missed the opportunity to talk about it when you had mentioned that your husband, and you're like, oh, I got to video this, you know, I want to video, and your husband, you know, and I wanted Stacie to tell a quick story for our listeners, that what you just said about the amount of time, you know, you're in Italy and you spent dozens of hours from your very exotic trip from your family, maybe your friends, and the views to sacrifice to make sure that all of us, you know, and by extension, your clients, because you're doing some marketing. That's what you're trying to do. You know, you're trying to stand out for marketing, which we all are, right?
Yeah,
It's a little bit of both.
absolutely. The other thing, though, I really wanted people that had never been to Italy and that dream about Italy, being able to bring it to them, because I know for some it will just be a dream and they'll never get there.
That's true.
Maybe, and that was part of my contribution as well. Like, as much as I'm doing it, like I was like, oh, I want to show people this, you know,
Yeah.
like authentically, not just like, oh, look at me, you know.
Did you
And
see
in fact, if you saw me, I was sweating like a pig.
Yeah, true.
From
I
day one
wasn't
on the
like-
beach, I don't know how you were awake, by the way,
Yeah.
day one on the beach, because I
Oh,
was
yeah.
severely jet lagged when
Yeah.
I went to Italy. So the fact
But
that
I truly wanted to try to encapsulate the beauty of it. My heart is there. I love it so much there. And that was
and
like
you
my
could tell it,
15th or
it
16th.
resonated out of you. So I think your mission was accomplished because we followed you along the way. And to your point, when people can't be in those places, like we were getting messages and feedback, you know, when we were in Alaska, because we were seeing some of the most beautiful sights. People were saying, oh my God, I can't wait for your next post. Like, please send me more when you get to the next port.
Right.
And so
Right.
so it really, that made us feel good, because, you know, we wanted people to see like the beauty. You know, people may never get to Alaska, and we took a cruise there, and we saw some of the most beautiful sights. And to your point, you want to share it with people. And I'll usually do some of the stills on Facebook. So you get the Facebook part of it for the photos. And then Bruno captures a lot of the video. So if you saw it, our days, and we'll travel along day one, day two. And then, so you're actually on the journey with us. So I'm doing a lot of stills and he's doing a lot of video.
Yeah.
I love
And
it.
I wanted to finish that thought, Maria, what you said about your husband. The viewers have to know that, and I want you to tell the story about Smithville. It's a lot of sacrifice. You know, people ask you, what app did you use? How did you do it? It's not an app. It's not one app that did that. You know, it's the way we're dressed. It's the way we're groomed. I'm drinking tea with honey right now because I get a raspy voice. You know, there's a lot of things that go into making precise video to get dozens of shares and get, you know, tens of thousands of views. You know, if you're getting 3,000, 4,000, if you employ and deploy the extras, the music, the appearances and the things like that, that'll get you those extra few thousand. And the more you make them more crisp, the better it'll be. Stacie, when we went to Smithville, I want you to tell that story.
So you mentioned, Maria, authenticity, right? So my husband surprised me with a trip to Smithville, just an overnight trip for my birthday in July. I didn't know. All he said was, do we have anything on our calendar on July 3rd? I said, just a half a day. I could be done at 12 if you have something planned. He said, okay, great. So we drove to Smithville. He had booked a brand new suite that they had just built on the water, right on the lake there. And so we're approaching the suite and he said, wait 1 second. He goes, now, if you tell me no, he said, I will be totally okay with it. He goes, but he said, would you mind if we did a brief video of you, walking in? And I said, okay. So he filmed me walking. I hadn't seen what he rented. And I walked in and I said, oh my God, how super cute is this? So this was all, I didn't see the room. I didn't know what to expect. And so he was just filming me, and I let him do all that. And then he put music and a nice little clip together. And it really,
that did nearly 10,000.
It really resonated with a lot of people, because you saw my actual surprise. It wasn't a fake surprise. I walked in and I'm like, oh my God, how cute. But it was taking time. Like, this was about a 45-minute thing that had to be done in order for him to capture that moment. And so he wanted to make sure I was okay with it. And to your point, when you said to your husband, oh my God, pull over and see the goat. I got to see the goats. I got to get out. Like, these
your
are things,
husband has to be okay with that.
He has to be okay.
He has
with
to
all
be
these
understanding,
things,
right? Like, he's sacrificed.
And he totally is, because there's so many things that I'm like, stop.
Yeah, of course.
We gotta go see. We have to see the white cows. Right? These white cows. I don't know if you saw the cows. But
I saw white cows in Ireland.
Oh
They're
my
super,
God!
aren't they cool?
We were in the Umbra forest. We were driving and driving. No gas station, no people, no nothing. And all of a sudden, I see these big white things. I'm like, pull over. He's like, do not get out of the car. I said, I'm getting out. I said, I'll stand right here. So here I am out there for 15 minutes.
That's right.
With the cows.
Maria, viewers have to know that there's not an app that you can get for free and do what you're doing or do what we're doing.
No.
And I'm not saying that to be cute. I'm just saying that people in this world, everybody's looking for the lottery ticket. Oh my God, that looks great. What's the app you used? Maria, oh my God, that looks great. How did you do that? That's not how it happened. This podcast you did, this is a production person that did all the artwork and has everything organized for you, that kind of stuff. And I don't think when they see your finished products all the time, I don't think people understand. And we're always available to talk about it. And I know you know that. We love talking with people about it. We want Facebook to be a beautiful place. We enjoy it. It's something that we enjoy. We journal. That's what you see us doing all the time. And if everybody was enjoying Facebook the way we do, we would all not only be on it more, we'd all make more money. We'd have more time with our friends. We would all enjoy. It would just be a much more fun place if we all understood the tools better.
Yeah.
Do you use YouTube?
So YouTube is the most advanced marketing tool. So we were gearing up before the hurricane to start, and people have been actually offering to do it with us and partner with us on it. And we're very blessed and humbled by that. Guys that are very big on StreamYard and things like that. But I know that the statistics on YouTube aren't great if you are not excellent with it. First you have to get 1,000 subscribers, and then you have to have the strength of your Facebook and Instagram to share it and use it. So if you're not doing well on the basic platforms, I don't implore people. We didn't even start YouTube yet, but we're getting ready to. But you have to have a lot of knowledge, or you have to pay someone that has a lot of knowledge to show you how you get your YouTubes out there. If you're not successful with reels or stories, you're certainly not going to be successful spending all that money on YouTube and all that time.
Baby steps.
Exactly
One step
right.
at a time.
Exactly right.
One
And
step at a time.
It's not for everybody. Not everybody enjoys what we do, what you do, because it takes time, and people are always on this fast paced, gotta go, like what Bruno said. I'll get calls too from some realtors. Oh my God, what app are you using? I'm like, well, I said, well, if you ask Bruno, I'm like, that took about 30 different designs and conglomeration in order to produce just that one. For me, I'm only using 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So it's not just one app that creates this magic version of things. So you have to have the patience for it. You have to have the love for it, and you have the passion because you're on every day, and we see your dedication.
Amazing.
That to put yourself out there and have different content, different platforms every day that you promote. So you're a lot the same as us. Like, you get excited about things and you're like, let's stop and get out. Not everybody wants to do it. They just keep driving by, and then you miss the opportunity. And a lot of people like seeing that type of stuff.
I've done basically a live video every day since June 18th of 2023.
We saw. We
I
see
think-
probably 60% of them, if not more.
You and Janice
No,
are in
it's-
competition.
Janice, we enjoy too.
You
We
and
do.
We had lunch yesterday.
You
Yeah,
guys-
she
you
stopped
guys-
doing.
you
She
girls
stopped
both
doing
have
her
some.
lives. She did a year in the life, and then I
Yeah.
didn't do. I just continued to go on because it became weird if I didn't.
Yeah, we understand.
Like
We
it was
journal.
part of my thing. My husband's like, "Did you do the video yet?" I'm like, "I
Mhm.
did it this
You're
morning."
journaling, Maria.
7
You're
a.m.
journaling. It's good for the soul. When you're
Yeah.
journaling like you do, it's good for the soul. It really is. It's almost like you're doing an act of confession every day, you know,
Every-
and it makes you feel good. That's why we do it. You know, we put our goods and our
I
bads.
love it. I love your videos so much. I always, and whenever I see them, I always like, I'm a person who believes in like the love. And if I can make a comment, I make a comment. But
So, and I want
always
to,
like, I don't really like many things, but I usually, if I like it, I love it. Kind of, that's the kind of person I am.
talk about that.
That's
for a
me
minute.
too. I'm a big
Yeah.
hearter. If you're looking at us, I'm hearting you because I love that you're taking the time to spend time. So it's not like who's viewing it. It's just the compassion I have for the people who take
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to talk about that for 1 second because that's an important clip. You know, what we tell people about what you just said, you put a heart on a lot of our stuff and I see it. And then a lot of times you'll see me put a prayer sign or 100% under it. You only get out of Facebook what you're giving it, right? So if you're the type of person, and I hate to say it like this, but people are very vain on Facebook, right? So they'll put up videos, 20 people will comment on a video. They'll either not like the comment or they won't even respond to the comment. Stacie and I do between 300 and 1,000 connections every single day. Every single day. We call it the refrigerator magnet technique. Stacie and I, and before I say what I'm about to say, this is no slight to anyone else's marketing. People do tremendous. Maria, you do 10 times the business that we do. So it's not about that. But we don't send out Eagles calendars. We don't send out Phillies calendars. You know, we call it, that's a refrigerator magnet technique, right?
Wow.
That they use. So we do that on Facebook. We spend a lot of time on Facebook being a refrigerator magnet, you know, and we answer people's comments. We start conversations. So I have some statistics here from our 90 day. I wanted to read it off to you. So this is just my 90 day. This isn't even Stacie's 90 day. She didn't get hers 90 day. So I gained 2,213 followers. I created 222 posts. So each post is getting me about 10 followers. I received 27,531 reactions in the past 90 days. So with 27,000 reactions and comments over 222 posts, you're talking about 100 per post, comments or reactions.
Is that all on Facebook?
Yes.
It's all in your stats.
Yeah, it's all on your
Wow.
insights.
I didn't even know this. That's amazing, though. That is like good work.
Well,
Bravo.
Here's the thing, Maria, you're a super analytical woman, right? I know you are. And most of the top agents and brokers are. Love some of these folks. Chris, all these guys are doing great work. But if things aren't working for as analytical you are, you're not getting the result, then why aren't we making that change? You know, I know a lot of people that use YouTube, to your point, and they ask me, oh my God, I'm doing YouTube. Why are you doing YouTube? I'm like, well, how many leads did you capture? How many new agents did YouTube bring to your brokerage? You know what they say to me every single time? 0.
None.
And I'm saying, okay, so how many mornings are you going to go on and continue to do that kind of stuff? And we try to, and we're not trying to be know-it-alls. We love you. We love our community, and we want the community to be full of good information all the time.
Always want to be better. I strive every
As a
day
group.
just to be a little bit better.
A little bit
Amen.
better than the
Stronger
day before.
mindset,
Amen.
better
Amen.
workout, better human, better
Yeah.
boss, wife.
And Maria, don't be afraid to add people from all over the world. I said this on the panel with Stacie when we were with Josh the other day at the Best Western. We don't add Cousin Johnny if Cousin Johnny's not doing a lot on Facebook. We had agents in Beverly Hills. We had agents in Central America. We had agents in Europe. And we click on them. And when one accepts, I go into my inbox. Stacie goes in her inbox. Hey, we're not selling anything other than houses. We just wanted to say hello. and we start a conversation.
We become friends with people all over the world that we haven't even met yet.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. My performance, is this where we found it? So
Yeah. Well, you haven't been, we've been working a lot. So she's only doing about 25,000 impressions right now.
In 28 days.
Yeah.
But my 3-second video views, it says 2.7K.
Right.
And
That's
then the 1 minute, there's only 71. So it seems like
you're going about 3 seconds,
about
much
3
more.
seconds,
Right.
much more. That's my performance. I just looked at it. I hadn't
And
seen
and usually our insights sit around 250,000 per month when we're not cranking. When we're busy, we can get them up into the 500,000 or more. But you can only, and again, to our viewers, you can only do what you still have to work, right? You still have to, run around, show houses, help buyers and sellers and those things. So when our insights are down, it's usually a good thing. It means we're running and working. Yeah. So.
Well, there's
or
always
we're doing it early in the morning after the gym or late at night to prepare for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So because we have busy days, so we're usually preparing those 2 different times, not a whole lot during the day. And if he is posting and we're engaging with people, we'll try to do some during the day. Then I'll catch up with some at night. So
and why do we do that?
So the reason why we do that is that it'll always put you at the top of your feed. So whenever you react,
by posting it at night,
it'll re-trigger it. So then if someone's not viewing during the day because they're working and I send something out at night, which I typically will do if I'm, once we get in bed and we're relaxing, it'll pop back up and I'll see the people who are on there at night then start to engage.
Did you ever see a post? Yeah. Did you ever see, this is a very important point for everyone. Did you ever see a post where for some reason you didn't hear from it for a while and then 7 days later someone liked that post? Usually that means someone commented on it. It's called being it's being re-triggered. Right. So we re-trigger posts twice a day. Mm-hmm. Like I might comment during the day when she's driving and I'm working. So I put up a post, you commented on it, I'll respond to you. She might not respond to you till later, or she'll respond to somebody else on the same post at 11 o'clock at night.
I see that. I saw
the post.
I see.
So interaction on those posts is where you're going to find the most value. And guess what? It's fun. And you get to meet and talk to new people all the time. People come on our posts as soon as we put them up because they're saying hi. And we say hi right back. How you doing? It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This is amazing. You guys are amazing.
You're amazing.
You're amazing. You're totally amazing. We love you. Love watching you guys. We learn a lot. We learn a lot.
This summer was fun for people to I enjoyed watching everybody's vacation.
Yeah.
That's why I commented.
Oh my God. So many people traveled in Europe.
It was so fun to see everybody.
How could you not love it? How could you not love it? You have to love it.
I loved everybody.
It's great to live. It's great to live through others' eyes, But most people didn't do a video. They did pictures, which is fine.
And did you see the reactions the pictures got? The pictures probably got more reactions than some video.
Probably.
Lots of
I noticed that on Michael's. He's in Italy right now, and I saw that.
And he'll throw up a picture that doesn't even look great. And, for whatever reason, he didn't get a good angle or no good sunlight or whatever. And it got 100 comments, and you're like.
And I have tons of pictures, probably 1,000.
Throw a couple of them up into a collage. Just throw a couple of them up with a colored block and check in where you are. And I bet you'll see dozens and dozens of comments versus the video.
I'm gonna do that today, and we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, so much more to talk about. But before we wrap up, I have 2 questions for you both. You ready?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. Can I say anything I want?
Anything.
Okay. So, it's no secret that anybody that knows us, my wife is absolutely my guilty pleasure. My wife and I have a very vibrant life, and, we really enjoy spending time together, and you're absolutely my guilty pleasure. There's no doubt about it.
She's probably looking for like what, food or something, travel or
I don't have any food guilty pleasures. I don't eat sugar.
you know what? I guess
Your guilty pleasure is real estate.
I do love real estate.
She loves real estate. My wife, she loves
people.
it.
I really do. I mean, I spend all day talking to people
She
all day
loves it.
long, just like you do,
Yeah,
Maria.
she
I
loves
mean,
It's our
we
pleasure.
we love interacting with
Yeah, we
people.
do.
I bet you love it more than me, Stacie. But
She
go
really
ahead.
loves it, Maria.
Another
I'm not
conversation.
going to lie. I love real estate. My wife loves real estate.
Well-
She loves the law. She loves the law of real estate. She loves.
Yeah, no, she definitely loves it more than me. I'm
Yeah,
more about like marketing, and
Yeah.
that's my thing. But so you're gonna say real estate? Is that your guilty pleasure,
That's
Stacie?
not my guilty pleasure. No. I don't love it that much. But not well. I don't. What we're loving right now is we joined HotWorks about a year ago, and we've really been sticking to going to the gym every day and having that time, that 45 minutes. I don't care if the phone's ringing off the hook. I turn my phone upside down. It may not even be in the room with me, but we go there and you're in this hot sauna at 130 degrees and you're doing either hot Pilates or yoga or warrior or whatever that we've actually, increased our strength training and flexibility on. And I would say that when we come out of there, you just feel so invigorated. So the first thing in the morning that we do is go there. And, I think that having that incorporated into our life has been like a game changer. For us.
And what Stacie's talking about, you may see us start talking about this a little bit more. We were considering doing a private Facebook group, trying to do some things to really, really get close with some folks. That we're talking about this business athlete kind of thing, where you're incorporating health and fitness. And I see you talking a lot about this too, Maria. I'm glad we're all trying to do it.
Yeah.
This business athlete kind of mindset where, you're working out in the middle of the day and you're, it's just part of, like no different than you're doing follow-ups or video work. You're at the gym. It's the same exact.
I'm an AM. I'm a first thing in the morning person.
Yeah.
And I've incorporated it now into my life, and I don't feel like it's a chore. And for years I did, and I'm changing my whole mindset. But that's another topic for another day.
And we would love to talk to
But
you about
I love
that.
it. I
We
love
would love
that
to talk to you about
topic.
that for an hour or two, about how someone as busy as you, or maybe as busy as us, still finds time to take care of number one. Maybe that's a topic for another day.
Yep.
Because I know how busy you are, and I know you're getting after it every day.
And you look great.
You do.
Gotta do it. Thank you. Thank you. You two look amazing. Beautiful. You're beautiful.
Yeah. We love it. And
Okay, this is my last question.
Go ahead.
What are you most excited about for your future?
Oh, that's easy.
Well,
That's easy.
well, when I'm most excited for Florida.
Yeah.
Since we got our house back, it's been a long 2 years. Hated losing it to Ian, and trust me, we had PTSD through Hurricane Debbie and then Hurricane Helene, and our hearts and prayers go out to all the
people in North Carolina and it's Florida, Georgia, all the people, because we understand.
We understand that devastation, and
when you lose everything,
it is like no other seeing that. So, but having our house back and being able to get down there finally in July, even though it was still under major construction until we got down there, just having that slice of heaven back and being able to get back down there and see it all put together, and all the hard work that went into it for the 2 years and trying to put it together 1,100 miles away with our contractors down there, was like a dream come true. So going forward in the future, having another one and building that more.
Yeah, and could you see a Dream Team 1 Southwest Florida division as we grow the team here? In the next few, some years out, you absolutely could. You could see that happen. We'll never leave our Philadelphia natives. We love Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We love Bucks and Monco, Chester, Delco. We love all you guys. That'll never change. But we definitely see a future there. for work. Yeah, and we do
Yeah,
business.
why not? Why not?
Yeah.
We're a global world. You
Yeah,
can do anything you want.
Absolutely. But I would agree with Stace. It's definitely Florida. It's the future of real estate. There's been a lot of great changes. Real estate's doing really, really well right now. Interest rates are coming crashing down around us. I feel like last night, I know we're a little bit long, Maria, but last night we saw 3 homes. We saw Russell Kerbeck, Honest Real Estate. We saw Joe Cunningham, I believe, of REMAX. And then lastly, we saw Brian Gunn of Keller Williams. Joe's with Keller Williams. Our community is getting so strong that all I can say is, because I'm calling all 3 of those guys late at night. All 3 of those guys are answering. All 3 of those guys are helping
And
us.
all 3 we've worked with before, so it's cool.
So who does that benefit? It benefits the clients. When you have collaboration like that, the clients are winning every single time.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, we love this opportunity, and we would be on here every time you invite us. We would be honored to be your guest.
Well, thank you, my friends. This was a great episode of Be the Solution podcast, and to good health, good times, laughter, and love.
Amen.
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 Right back at you, woman.